a little different angle. I'm always doing the head-on angle, but I thought you'd like to look from this camera, as this is kind of a fun, dynamic camera. I'll move my cup out of the way and you can see a little bit more of my studio. Right here is a picture of my painting. I keep it up there because I took a class that just changed my life as far as my painting skills. They leapt forward quite quickly, and that really is doing me good because I'm about to launch into October. I am Terri Hardin, pop icon and Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer, and outrageous pumpkin judge. Did you see it? Did you enjoy it? The first of the season All-Stars dropped last night at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. And if you're someone like me who doesn't have a regular channel, and I'm going to go back to this camera. Hi! If you're someone like me who is no longer a part of a cable system like Dish or DirecTV, we're just app driven. We have a few apps that we stream on, and that's it, gang. That you may have to wait a day. So we did. So for example, Outrageous Pumpkins is on the Food Network. And if you can get the Food Network live, it's on at the times I just mentioned. But if you can't get it live, then the next day you can see it on HBO Max, and you can see it on Warner Brothers Discovery. So both of those are separate apps, right? Streaming apps. And you can see it on there. Now, I talked to the tribe today. I have a Patreon page, and it's Terri's Tribe. And here's how you get to it. I'm going to just right out of the gate let you know how you can become a member of Terri Tribe. For just $5 a month, go to patreon.com/TerriHarden, and $5 a month get you in to one of the greatest communities that I wish was all my fault. I started it, but they have taken the baton and run with it, and it really is a great place to hang out and talk with people. We have a private Facebook page, and we cover everything on the Patreon page. We talk to you about how to make a living as an artist. If you have a new venue or something you want to share, if you have something that you're working on and you want to share it, or you just simply want to talk about your situation. So as you know, there was a huge, awful, horrible hurricane that hit Florida. And so we were reaching out to our Patreon tribe members who were in Florida to make sure that we had it correct as to how the hurricane was affecting them in the relationship to where they were. Luckily, a lot of people were on the Orlando side or not around the Gulf of Mexico or near Tampa. So they didn't get hit as hard, but lots of rain. But we still checked in with them. Also, we had a very dear friend of ours who was in intensive care, so we supported that family. This is a great group of people. They supported me during the time that my dad, I was taking care of my father, and he was getting ready to cross over. Anytime I was a little broken, they took care of me. So it's a great, we take care of each other. We talk about things other than Disney. We talk about all kinds of things, but it's a lot more frank because we're behind closed doors. We're safer there. On a public channel, I'm sure you may have mentioned something or said something, and then everybody sort of blasts you for it. This doesn't happen in the tribe. So think about it. $5 a month. It's month to month. So you can try it for a month, see if you like it, and then move on. If you don't, and you can, we say go with love. It's love first, # love first. So it's a great group, and I hope you will consider joining us. Other tiers too, if you want to donate, if you want to participate with a little more of an investment into the Patreon page. This keeps me vested and keeps you focused and keeps me focused, but $5 is fine. Okay. All right, my loves. Great to just kind of share that with you right now. Very important to share that with you right now. So coolness. Yes. Yay. So I wanted to talk about October. For those of you who know me very well, Terri Hardin, I've been in films like Ghostbusters, Men in Black, and then I was an Imagineer for 10 years. And one of the things that I designed was Dragon's Lair, which is a fully articulated dragon underneath the castle in Paris, France. Yay! Also, the only Splash Mountain in existence left is the one in Tokyo. And I was a major part of the team there as well as an Imagineer also. So that's just a quick version of some of the things I've done. But the one thing you may remember, or if you're new joining us, welcome. And if you're watching after live, welcome. You're seeing it pre-recorded later. I am going to do more and more pre-records because all of my coaches in YouTube say it's better. But the main reason is so that you guys can see more of what's happening in my life. Going live takes a lot out of me. And so the coaches are saying this is the way to do it. And you guys kind of gravitate to that. And then every so often I'll pop on. But for now, Outrageous Pumpkins. Those of you who watch those Halloween shows on the Food Network, one of them has and will continue to be Outrageous Pumpkins, of which I am a judge on Outrageous Pumpkins, and I've been there every season, I'm happy to say. This one is a big one. Did you see it? If you did, please post in the comments what you think, because it's a big one this year. It's teams, and it's all-star teams. So everyone's returning from the season where they excelled, and they are competing for $50,000 and 2 belts. So it's super exciting. It's really cool. And what happens is yesterday it debuted on the Food Network, but then if you have a streaming app, you know, you're going to Discovery, Warner Brothers Discovery Plus app. I always call it Discovery. They're constantly changing the names, aren't they? Anyway, Discovery, you click on that, you'll be able to watch it today because they drop the next day on the apps. So day of, you can do it through like a Sling, or you can, you know, if you have DirecTV, or the other one, you can find the Food Network and you can see it there live, or you can wait a day and pop in one of those apps, Max, Discovery. Those are the 2 I know about. We were going to see if Hulu maybe connects with the Food Network. And if it does, that's another way to do it, because a lot of people have Disney Plus, and Disney Plus has a package that most of you have that includes Hulu. So it might be there, but we're talking about it. But day 1 launched yesterday and is on those apps today. Now, the good news about the streaming apps is next Sunday will be the second show, episode 2. And every Sunday in progression, all the way up to Halloween, you will see a new episode. But on the streaming apps, Discovery and Max, and most likely Hulu, you will see them in order. So let's say you missed this one. Well, you still got time because you have a whole week to catch up if you want to watch season 1 of Outrageous. You want to see season 5, episode 1 of Outrageous Pumpkins. You still have time to do that. But if you miss it, then wait till next Sunday, actually next Monday, and then you'll have episode 1 and episode 2, and you can binge it if you want. Okay? When it's all done, all the episodes are there, including all the seasons are there. Seasons 1 through 4 now, and 5 is the beginning. See? Cool? Cool. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. And this one is a good one because it's the creme de la creme. I'm very happy to be a judge on it. And it was challenging for me to be a judge on it because I usually isolate myself as a judge from the contestants so that I don't fall in love with, I mean, I love people. This is something that once you get to know me, you know that I really love chatting with people, especially young people. And not young people as in young in their 20s, although I enjoy that very much. I enjoy talking to 7-year-olds and 9-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 10-year-olds and 15-year-olds and our youth of today. I love to sit with them and say, what do you want to do? And can I help? Bottom line is that this is a great show for you to see. It's inspiring. And if you love Halloween, which I'm sure most of you do, you can see some hacks as to what they do. The nice thing about the All-Stars is they start to talk to you about why they do what they do. So that's pretty cool, right? Yes, it is. So I hope you'll tune in and check it out. Not only to see me judge, but to learn some things that you might be able to do. Will you use 20 pumpkins to build your show? Well, maybe. But one of the things that they talk about is some of the other vegetables they use and some of the things they use to make their sculptures cohesive and consistent. And so don't miss it, especially if you are a pumpkin fiend or a Halloween fiend. I wanted to talk to you today about the LA Breakfast Club. I think I mentioned it on Friday, but I'm going to mention it again. Here in Griffith Park or nearby in Griffith Park, there is an amazing organization called the LA Breakfast Club. They have been around for like 100 years. I have not been around for 100 years, but they have, as I understand it. They are a great organization, a great group of people. And this Wednesday, October 2nd, from 7 to 9, I will be doing a presentation there. Now, I'm not going to take up that 2 hours. I know some of you are very excited about that, but no, I have a 40-minute presentation that will be presented there on the 2nd. Now, tickets are available at, I believe it's labreakfastclub.org. But if not, it's .com, labreakfastclub.com. Try them both. And you can get tickets up until 12 noon Pacific time. I mean, I don't even know why I say that because I don't think you're going to fly in for it, but other things have happened. But 12 noon today on the West Coast is the cutoff point for getting tickets for this. A delicious breakfast, and it's 7 to 9 on Wednesday. I hope you will join me if you can. As I understand it, they will record it for members. So if you really want to see it, you can join or, become a patron, because a lot of times I share what's going on in these places where I appear. So this Wednesday, LA Breakfast Club. And then this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I am at the Disneyana Fan Club show and sale event on Sunday and Saturday. I'm just hanging out in the lobby, chatting with my friends. For those of you who, number one, might not have been able to afford to see the presentations, or number two, it's just not hitting you. It's not an interest to you this time. And that's fine, but that's why a lot of us sit out in the lobby and just chat. You'll find legends, Imagineers, all different walks of life who like all different things. And we just, so if you want to come and just sit with us in the lobby or in a nearby bar and have a chat, no one requires you to drink. I mean, you want to drink, but not drink. Does that make sense? Non-alcohol is just fine. And we're going to test the food anyway because it's a brand new venue. The Disneyana show and event this year is at a new venue in Irvine. It is called the Marriott Irvine at 18,000. And I have the little card here, and I'll hold it up for you. 18,000 Von Carmen. Von Carmen! Here it is, right here. Okay, so here it is, Expo. And it's in a new, bigger location. See, they even did this card. See, so I'll just hold it up for you. I would type it in and stuff like that. But, you can freeze frame this. You can go through this again, and you can learn all about it. I'm going to flip it this way because this seems a little clearer, doesn't it? Maybe just a little bit clearer. There it is right there. Maybe not. Let's see if we come in closer. Nah, I think it really needs to be here. There we go. My husband would say, bingo, it's in focus now. It's in focus now. In any case, you've got it. 18,000 Von Carmen Avenue, Irvine, near the John Wayne Airport. For those of you who have been to the Disneyana event before, this is another 20 minutes away. In some cases, my dear friend Stephanie Fix says it could be 30 minutes away. It's up to you to see, but it adds a little time to your commute if you're coming from, Los Angeles County or Moore Park or, but it's going to have all kinds of fun stuff. Sunday, it's free to get in, but parking, I don't know what parking cost is, but you will have to pay for parking. So come with friends, carpool. And it could be fun. That's this Saturday and Sunday. I will be there selling my wares. Is there anything new? No. Yes. Maybe. I will tell you about one thing that's new. And that is, you may have heard that I illustrate children's books. And all the other stuff that I do, I also illustrate this set of children's books, and they're wonderful. And they're farm fairy tales based in agriculture. So they will be at the Disneyana Fan Club show and sale because we have very few first editions left of Giggling Pumpkins. We have the first edition of Whispering Corn, which is our second one. And then we have an Oops set. An Oops bunch of Giggling Pumpkins books. So let me explain to you what an oops set is. An oops set is a Giggling Pumpkins book. It's our second printing, but inside the book is a little oops. Forgive me. Every time I do that, I think of Inherit the Wind when the guy, no, it's not Inherit the Wind, it's 12 Angry Men. When the guy says the horn works, how are the lights? But I'm digressing again. So you've got the LA Breakfast Club 7 to 9 this Wednesday on the 2nd, and then you have the Disneyana Fan Club event, seminars and presentations all day with a nice dinner and some awards and some auctions on Saturday the 5th. And on the 6th is the show and sale, which is free, but you will pay for parking. It is across from the John Wayne Airport. So for those of you flying in, this could be pretty easy. But for those of you wanting to get to Disneyland, you may have to decide, how easy that's going to be. I think it's pretty easy if you really want to go to Disneyland, but, spend some time in downtown Disney. But the old venue was a lot closer. But in honor, for the joy of Disneyana, they're getting to be a bigger venue. So they needed more space because we were really getting crowded, and it just didn't showcase all of us the way we would like to be showcased. So they have done this so that everybody can get showcased a little better. Fingers crossed. And I'm excited to see the new venue, and I hope you'll come and join us there. Yeah. I'm going to be announcing more of this, but this is the last announcement I'll do with Disneyana because I'm scooting over there this weekend. So I won't be able to broadcast on Friday, but I will have a nice flashback Friday or a new update. I just went to Vermont, so I'm looking to have a little slideshow and walkthrough of my book sale Vermont. That'll help you learn more about the books that I did the artwork for. I did the illustrations, and my best friend wrote the books, and they really are sweet, all made in the USA, children's books. And Christmas is coming. So if you're interested in getting those, take a look and know that you can go to my website, TerriHarden.com, click on online store, and it'll take you right to the front page, and the books are on there. Okay? Yes. And then if you're anywhere near Disneyana, please come and see me, and don't be shy. Be sure to say hello. That's this weekend. Next weekend, I will be at the Irvine Park Railroad. Here we'll be doing a pumpkin demo in honor of Outrageous Pumpkins, in honor of just pumpkins in general. I teach classes and all kinds of stuff, and I will keep you posted on the classes. I have to take care of the situations I'm in now to see what kind of days I have left. I will be teaching some virtual classes. Those of you coast to coast who are interested in a virtual class, heads up, you can be a part of this. I just need to get it all ironed out, and there's lots going on. So be patient with me, be tolerant, and I will post it as soon as I can so that you guys can join if you want to. Okay. The class will run $40, and you will have to get your own pumpkin and your own tools, because usually I share them when I'm live, but since I can't be everywhere, we're going to need to discuss what kind of tools you can gather, or you can buy a tool set from me and have them available before that day. So I will be getting to you on that pretty early. All right. Yay. Did you see Outrageous Pumpkins? Did you like it? That was my big question. If you got to see the first one, you can see that we started out with a bang. So be sure to check it out, because it's going to be a really spine-tingling season this year. And just comment and say how much you like it. We would love it. Okay. You can see here that my husband is watching, and there he goes. You're in focus with the card. Because the first thing he probably said is, "It's out of focus, honey." He's talking to the screen. You know you've done that. Hey, why is it not in focus? Get it in focus. Focus. It's in focus now, says Lindsay. And then, of course, Crazy says hello to Lindsay, which is really sweet. My hero, Academia Edits, hello. Hi, great. Thank you for joining me. So nice of you to join me. And then Pumpkin Plus C4 explosives make fast pumpkin pie, or a really big mess, Mike. A seriously big mess. I remember that when I used to fly to Indiana to be a part of one of the most frightening corn mazes I have ever experienced. I wouldn't go in. It was way too scary. And it wasn't like masks and people jumping out and saying boo. It was literally, and my husband says you shouldn't say literally, but I will use it at this point. You literally so scary because they used suspense. So for an example, you would hear a creature with a chainsaw in the maze, and understand that it's very silent. It's extremely dark, and you hear people giggling, but you also hear leaves crunching, or you hear corn rustling, or you hear the sound of the chainsaw in the distance, and then you're walking, and then all of a sudden it's and you go, because it was over there and now it's over here and it's closer, so it was kind of that creeping on you situation in this corn maze. And I said, no, I love suspense, but I would rather see it from an armchair. Thank you. And so I was out at the bonfire telling stories or doing a pumpkin demo at this location. And it was a lot of fun and very, very exciting to see how far and how much people do for Halloween. And in my town, they do quite a bit too, from haunted houses to extremely gorgeous displays. And a lot of times, depending on the weather, I'm doing a pumpkin demo either in the afternoon before Halloween, as my husband and I set up, or at nighttime. So I don't know what it's going to be. If it gets too hot, I don't like doing, I'm not a heat person. So if it's cooler and crispy, which I pray for all of you who are coming in costumes and trick-or-treating, if it's cool and crispy, then there's a very good chance I'll be doing a pumpkin demo, and be really, really excited to see you all in whatever cool outfit and invention that you have come up with. I found a really cool Jack Skellington Disney suit, so I'm going to wear that. I just think it's going to be neat. It's really bizarre, and it was fun, so I grabbed it. But there you go. There you have it. And let's see. Okay. There you go. There you have it. There's some of the things. Outrageous Pumpkins. I've been a judge for all 5 seasons. I'm very honored to be a part of the show. It's all about the work. And when you watch it and you hear from all the contestants, because they were past contestants, one of the things I'm enjoying is they're talking about how they felt in the season where they competed. Some of them have won and talk about what that felt like. Others thought they had it and didn't, and talk about how they felt during that time. I will tell you, as a judge, I care about each and every one of these people. I think every single one is amazingly, wonderfully talented. And so when a challenge happens, because you're sculpting super fast, as some people, as you will hear from some of the contestants, they can take 5 or 6 hours to sculpt one pumpkin. Okay. And it's not the big ones. It can be this little one because of all the detail involved. So one of the things that I think a lot of these all-stars practice is speed, because the faster you can carve and the more accurate you can get, the more time you have to be more accurate throughout your display piece. But sometimes stuff happens. And when it does, it's not that the carvers aren't good. It's that it's Murphy's Law, or the gremlins have come or whatever. And your heart just breaks because you care about them so much. And some of them, some people can just have a bad day. It's just when you're competing, you've seen it on countless shows. I'm not just talking, Outrageous Pumpkins. You've seen it on Halloween Wars. You've seen it on baking things, that things just don't go the way you thought it was going to go. Or at the last minute, bam, something is amiss and you can't fix it. So, yeah, it's a lot of pressure. And I will tell you right now, it's great to be a judge, because although there's pressure, it's a lot less than it's on all of these contestants who work very, very hard and are very, very dedicated to what they do. So I'm so excited to see each and every one of them. I love each and every one of them from the bottom of my heart, and it's a lot of fun. So cool. So October will be a chance you'll get to see me in several areas doing several things. And this way, if you're close to Irvine and you know the Irvine Park Railroad, please come out Saturday, the 13th. And I think it's the 13th. Pretty sure. Or maybe it's the 12th. Come see me on the 12th at Irvine Park, and we're doing a demo. I'll have 2 of my alumni students there. So you'll get to see what it's like. You'll get to hear from them about, I'm going to open this up and show you, let's see. Yeah, the 12th, Irvine Park. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because you get the chance to talk to the students and find out how they feel and what it was like to take a class from me, but more important, how they feel as they are in front of you now demoing their pumpkin prowess. Yeah. It's cute because you'll get to see two people this time at the Irvine Park Railroad. You'll get to see Sabrina Palou, who loves to be in the patch, Irvine Park patch, and pick a pumpkin from the patch and carve it. She's just gotten very good at choosing certain pumpkins, and she just loves to leap through the patch and pick a style pumpkin that she likes and then carve it right there. So you can kind of watch her walk around and see what she's doing or thinking, what shape she's thinking in her head. And then Bob Lineweaver, it's his first time here. He's a member of Terry's tribe. He's become quite a good sculptor. He loves sculpting pumpkins. And this time we're going to test him a little bit because we're going to put him on a wolf pumpkin or a pumpkin that is not necessarily a Big Mac or a prize winner, because I don't see myself getting out there in time to grab a big one. But if I can, I will make sure that they each have a big one if they want it. Yeah. Yeah. We want to make sure that people get to carve on what they do, since they're doing me a favor and demoing for you guys to see. By that time, I will have the virtual classes listed. Forgive me, guys. Just tickling my nose today. I will have the virtual classes listed so that you guys can know when they are, and I will be sure to have them posted on the website. I'm currently, with it being September 30th, trying to figure out what classes are booked. There's been a little bit of shakiness in the bookings this year. One filled up like crazy and is closed. But then the other one, they're trying to figure out, did the people read the post, or do they feel like maybe this year they want to take a break? They've been with me, gosh, 15 years they've been sculpting with me. So they might just want to take a little vacation from sculpting, or there's so many alumni people, they can grab a pumpkin and do it themselves. They really can. And you really can. But it's nice to have me there in case you have a question. But I go there and tell them, you got this. You develop your own style. I mean, I'm going to show you the basic techniques when I show you. But as you progress, you'll be doing your own style of pumpkin carving. So this is the lovely thing. This is what I do with painting. So when I'm painting, I wanted to develop my own style. But just to be openly and frank with you, I, as a sculptor, as I do my own work now, and I'm working to venture in my own work, as opposed to for Disney or for applause or for someone else, which I love to do. I did it for years. It was very good for me to be that kind of a model sculptor or an ornament sculptor or a toy sculptor. That was great. That was fun. But you tend to make sure your style fits a Nickelodeon style or a Disney style or an applause style or a Mattel style. You follow me? You can't go in there and do Terry style, because that's not what they want. They want you to be able to duplicate Spider-Man, not the way Terry sees Spider-Man. Well, now that I'm semi-retired, I have the opportunity to do my interpretation of stuff. And I started painting in 2020. Not well. Because you got to start somewhere, and I was not amazing. I was not even good. But from that time, I went through and worked. And I noticed that a lot of my painting style tended towards, I mean, in certain cases, I have to make it look like something. So, for example, I always enter the red dot auction, which for all artists, and I'll be telling you about this in the future, for all artists, Google it, guys, red dot auction 15. It's inviting artists in the area. Well, I mean, in California, you can be anywhere in California. You could actually be anywhere in the United States and send in your art. But by donating your art to help kids in creativity, a la Chuck Jones, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, etc., those characters, you get to go to a gala, which will happen next year, April 26th. This is the first time we've gotten that date in the year before. Usually it's like weeks before. So now it's a year, almost, it's not a full year before, but it's way early. And the theme is scallywags and scoundrels. And so it's the bad guys. And so when I paint, a lot of times I want to paint a Chuck Jones bad guy character. But this year I've got enough time that I can explore and kind of do my own interpretation of something I'd like to donate to Chuck Jones, because you don't have to donate a painting that looks like a Chuck Jones character or a Snoopy character or Tweety Bird or Pink Panther or whatever. You can do what you like. So there's a fella that I know quite well. He always does very tasteful nudes, and he always does a nude and it always sells, you know. So people like art. If you like landscapes, you can do a landscape from the Chuck Jones series of cartoons, the Warner Bros. Cartoons, or you can do a landscape that you love. They just would like you to donate the painting. You sign the back, but if you want to learn more and you do it now, Chuck Jones will send you, the Red Dot Auction Committee will send you a canvas that's 12 by 12 for free. And then all you have to do is send it back. So you will just provide the paints or the collage or whatever you want to do. So I encourage you to do it. Please let them know that you heard it here from Terri Hardin's Terri TV. Terri TV told me to do it, and I'm doing it because it's a lot of fun. It's a great group to get with like-minded artists. You can be any age. You can just do it. It's a lot of fun. I hope you'll do it. I hope you will join us in doing it. The tribe is committed. A lot of us are going to join it and do it. You can be a sketch. You know, if you're someone who draws and doesn't really, you know, you're not really interested in painting, it can be anything, just on canvas, you know. So there's tennis shoes last year that were awesome. And so it's really, really cool. Whoops, I just dropped my card. I need to remember to get that. Forgive me. Many of you who have seen me before know I've had some sinus trouble. Well, I just used the Navage yesterday, and it seems to just be getting rid of everything that's giving me trouble, even after I use the machine. And I was afraid to use the machine, but now I'm not afraid to use the machine, and it's pretty cool. And my voice is much better now. So I'm looking forward to a better voice across the board. Let's see what we got here. Man, you know, this type is so small. So Mike says, let's pull this up and see what Mike has to say. When he used to work at Burger King during Halloween week, we had hay balls outside the fog machine running, and I was dressed like a vampire, hiding behind the balls. And when 3 teenage girls came, and I would imagine what he's saying is when 3 teenage girls came, he scared them. We used to have a coffin that people would go, and then Dracula would rise out. This is in the days when I had a lot more room. Tim Gillette, how are you? Hi, Terri, I see you, but on another call. We lost Chris Christopherson this weekend, and I know you met him once. Could you tell us what he was like? Of course I will, Tim. So I promised my tribe I would tell my Chris Christopherson story. My father... Oh, let me just give you some visual aids here. Because why? Because I care about you. So I'm going to go to my added source, because this is the lovely thing about having a multi-camera system. And we had a little bit of trouble with it. My husband and I, my husband did troubleshooting, could not figure out why we were having trouble with, if I wanted my microphone, which is the Shure 7, if I cut to this camera here, you can't see it because it's behind my logo, but the Shure 7 is right in this area. You know, it's good. Some people like to put it in, you know, so if I rock it forward here, if I rock it forward, you can see it a little bit. See, there it is. Hello. Anyway, that's my mic. And then I have a switcher over here, which you can't see. Aren't I terrible? Because I'm just keeping everything from you seeing. But anyway, I have a switcher, and that switches between the cameras. And then we were having a challenge because if I plugged in the mic wouldn't work with my camera system. I have a 3-camera system here. This is one of those cameras. So now what I'm doing is, I thought I would just hold my phone like this so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to my photo section, and I want to give you a little bit of visual aids. So I'm just going to go in here and find this. Okay, this one is a good one for you to look at. This is my father and my sister. So if you didn't know I was mixed before, surprise! I am. And my dad was the first Black telephone man in Los Angeles and Hollywood. And so because he was that person, my father, we were able to connect with a lot of people in Hollywood during that time. And I'm 67, so I was born in 1957. So I would say he started working for KMPC radio as a engineer. I want to say 80s, but maybe earlier, 70s. Yeah, in the 60s, part of 70s, he was a telephone man. So enter a movie in that time space called A Star is Born. And my friend Mark Curcirillo and I, best friends. He's crossed over, long crossed overs up in heaven with his wings, probably causing a lot of mischief because that's what he was like. Really cool guy. Miss him a lot. Anyway, Mark and I love Barbra Streisand, and we used to put the records on and, lip sync to her when we were kids, when we just really enjoyed it. I, a lot of times, was her backup singers, and my friend Mark was usually Barbara. But he loved her. I loved her. So I got the opportunity. My dad thought it would be nice. He heard they were she was shooting a scene. Barbra Streisand was shooting a scene at the Hollywood Palladium in Hollywood, California. And so my dad said, "You want to go just see her? I think I can make arrangements for you to sit in the audience and watch them shoot." And I was 12. I was like, yeah. So if we think about 12, 57, 67, so 69, around the time the landing, around that time, I was watching her film. Maybe I was a little older, but roughly, I'm going rough. Okay. I'm 67. So bear with me here. So I came in and I sat in a bleacher seat and I waited, and Chris Christopherson came out. He is, of course, he was her co-star in A Star is Born. And he sat next to me and he introduced himself. Now, Chris Christopherson is a gorgeous person. And to a 12-year-old girl, it was just heaven to meet someone with his voice, with his look, with his smile. I just really, really thought Chris Christopherson was really something. And when he sat down next to me, I was a little bit nervous. I was a little bit scared. And he said, "Kid, what are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, my name is Terry, and I'm here to meet Barbra Streisand, or at least watch her work. I have every album with my friend, and we pretend that we're her, and we're singing, and it's really fun." And he says, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh, okay. All right." And he said, "You mind if I sit with you?" And I said, "No, I love it." And we talked a bit about him and shooting this film, and also mostly his past films at the time. But in walked Barbara, and she looked at me, and she got a really angry face, and she pointed at me, and she said, "You out. I have a closed set. You out." And I was like, "But I mean, what do you say when someone is pointing at you like this and goes, 'Get, all right? I don't want you here.'" Okay, was the way she said it. And Chris Christopherson said, "Barbara, come on. She's a fan. She loves your work. She's just going to quietly sit here. And, if you come up and you say hello and then you go, she's probably going to be very, very happy." Barbara said, "Nope." And she walked off. Well, I was very sensitive. I still can be very sensitive. And I started to get sad. And tears started coming down my eyes. And I was really upset and I was really sad. And Chris put his hand on my shoulder and he said, come on. He said, "I bet you know Barbra Streisand really, really well because you're a fan." And I said, "Well, I don't know her, but I know of her. I have every single album, like I said." And he said, "Did you see movies that she's been in?" Every single one I had seen. He said, "So you can name for me how many times she's performed with the same co-star, leading man. Name for me a movie where the leading man was in her movies 2 times." Now, at the time The Star is Born That was a big goose egg. That was zero. That was zero. And later on, it was Ryan O'Neal. Okay, Ryan O'Neal came back to work with her again. But at the time, nobody. And he said, that's because of what you just saw. She is high maintenance. She is challenging to work with. He said gently, not mean, gently. Chris Christopherson said gently. And now I noticed that with Chris, he was a little wavery. And I could smell something that told me he might have had a couple of cocktails. And it's 8:30 in the morning. And I said nothing out of politeness, and he was sweet and kind. And so, you know, but I did notice this as a little girl. Now I'm a little girl. I don't know the smell that much, but I knew enough, you know, to see there's someone, you know, wavering a little bit. And I said, but you're here, you're acting with her. What, you know, how do you feel about the whole thing? And he said, why do you think I'm drinking? So there you go. That's my story. Now, let's come to the presents, because we lead with tolerance. And Barbara Streisand now has oftentimes in interviews realized that she was not kind to people. She's actually admitted she could have been better. She could have been kinder. She could have been more, not necessarily accessible, but she could have been sweeter to her fans. I mean, this happened a long time before. Like, it's only, I don't know how long ago it was, but during the time, from the time I was 12 all the way up to when she did, what was the movie, Nuts or whatever. And the Academy didn't really respond the way she felt that they should respond to this movie she'd worked so hard on. But a lot of people said, whether this was true or not, this is all before social media, so we don't really know for sure. It was only what you found in the paper, that they knew that she wasn't friendly. So they were like, no, because you need to be a good person. You don't have to be, you just need to be polite and kind to your fans. Because if you're mean to your fans, what happens? And you out there all know what happens. So this is something that she began to realize later in her life. And thank God she did. Oh, you know, thank God she did. Because she broke my heart and I went home and burned all her albums. True story. I had a bonfire and burned them all and never listened to her again because I was so hurt. She was so mean to a 12-year-old girl. Just, no, I'm done. And nowadays, I don't get to see her much, but, you know, let's take a look at Dolly Parton, who I worked with in 1977. No, 1987. Forgive me, my dates. 77 was Star Wars. 1987, while waiting to become Imagineer, I was called by Dolly Parton's organization to work with Dolly. And when I finally met her, she was so kind, so friendly, overly. I mean, I felt that hospitality that I hear from Southern people. And she was just beautiful. She was just so warm and so friendly and so kind and generous that I've been 100% dyed-in-the-wool fan of hers. I mean, I was a fan of hers before, but I was really a fan after. Because after meeting someone and they're so wonderful, you fall in love with the person. And I think this is important. If you're going to be a celebrity of sorts, you need to be polite. I know that there are people that will interrupt your meal. You know, when was the last time you got a cold meal if you're a famous person? Or you're in a place where it should be private, like a bathroom, and someone leans over and says, "Hey, it's you." And you're kind of like, really? You know, a little respect. So it works both ways. The door swings both ways. But with Barbara, I was in the studio. I was doing nothing. And I felt attacked. So there's the story, Tim. There you go. And I would have shipped you the list, actually, Tim, over the weekend, but I thought you were working with Craig. So forgive me, that's today. I want to get it to you as quickly as possible because October is coming and I have a couple of questions, but I'll text you later. Tim Gillette, who you see here in this comment, is my mentor who helped me. He gave me a leg up. Speaking of generosity and kindness, he gave me a leg up into the social media platform because I am 67 and I did not grow up with social media, nor do I find it easily understood. Okay. I like to talk to you one-on-one, which is why I'm telling you about these live events where you can meet me and say hello. I'm really good at that. This, I'm getting better. You saw me switch those cameras, right? So I am getting better, but that's thanks to my husband, who is really, really good with cameras and figures out setups and helps to teach me in a way that I can understand, which is like Missouri, the show me. If you don't show me, I'm like, what are you talking about? So if you explain to me, okay, this does this, this does this, it's so much easier if you show it to me, because as an artist, I'm a visual person. So that's what I like. And if you know this about the people you're talking to, this can be a big benefit for you. If you try to explain something to someone who's visual and they look at you like you have three heads, it's not because we don't like you. It's just that we're not understanding what you're saying. And this is a great way for you to use the visualizations to help us to understand, which is one of the reasons I like to show you visuals of situations that I'm in so that you can have the visuals. Now, maybe you'll understand my explanations, but the visuals are fun too, right? So let me see if I can pull up another fun visualization for you, if I can find it. Not sure I have it, but I'm going to look because I'm hoping it's in a file that so I can easily attain it, but I'm not sure it's here. I guess I should speak a little louder. I'm not sure it's here. So I'm just going to scroll through real quickly, see if I can find it. Yes, here it is. Okay, so here I am with the amazing and wonderful Dolly Parton. So you can see right over her shoulder, her right shoulder, there's a shaggy girl with shaggy hair. That's me right there. If you look, there I am next to my puppet. And right next to Dolly, the puppet hand is next to my face, but that's me, guys, with my shaggy haircut. And working with Dolly. It was great. And then you may see a lot of familiar people here. There's other Muppeteers. We weren't Muppeteers at the time. We were with a group called Dave Pamalonis and his amazing puppets. And you have in there Bruce Lanoyle, and you have in there my dear friend Aaron, who has passed away. You've got Alan Troutman, who is a brilliant writer and continues to work with the Hensons because he is a brilliant writer. But it was a wonderful, all these puppets are sculpted by Dave Pavlonis, who is, I think he's crossed over now. So, but there's Dolly looking great. This was for her Christmas special. And this was something that was super, super fun. I'll just pop this down so you can see us all. But this was early in my life. This was really early in my life. We did Bible stuff called Welcome the Stranger with a company called Concordia out of St. Louis. And then in 1987, I got this opportunity to work with Dolly and I jumped at it. So, there's lots of people that you will meet along the way, and some won't be fun and some will be fun. And if they're not fun, then you kind of give them their distance. And if they are fun, then it's really fun to get to know some of these people and talk to them about their careers and stuff like that. I have a guilty pleasure movie that I love called Back to School. Have you guys heard this? Have you seen this movie with Rodney Dangerfield? Oh, I love this movie. And it's got Robert Downey Jr. in it, and he's amazingly good. I mean, from the very beginning, when I saw Robert Downey, I knew the man had real talent. He's really a sparkler in that movie. But there's also a man who plays the stuffy, hawk-nosed business teacher. And he gets into a battle with Rodney Dangerfield. He actually doesn't like Rodney Dangerfield and works to, stay by the rules. And he came to work on a show called Dinosaurs. You may have heard about Dinosaurs, the TV show. Disney, Henson, and Michael Jacobs Productions. Used to be on Channel 7. Used to be on ABC, not Channel 7. Used to be on ABC Network. My husband is like, Channel 7 is California. So the ABC Network, it was on. And it had Not the Mama, Not the Mama, Not the Mama. I was Team Baby Sinclair. And so being Team Baby Sinclair with Kevin and John, it Kevin Clash and John Kennedy. And let me see if I can find that for you so you can see that. I got to make sure I'm in the right section or I'm, wasting my time looking. But let me see if I can find it. Because if I can find it for you guys, you will love it. You will love seeing this picture. You may have seen it before, actually, because I've shown this picture a lot. But, like I said, I like visuals and visuals. Well, I can show you. I don't see my Team Baby picture here right off the bat. But here I am with Baby Sinclair from Dinosaurs. There you go. I'm the arms. I play Baby's arms. So right now Kevin's not in the head, but I'm the arms. And then John Kennedy did the eyes. And as a team, we were really good on Dinosaurs. But yeah, I did that for 4 years, almost 5. And it was a great show. And on that, the man who played Philip did a clip show with us. He was the narrator. And I sat in the corner when he was not working and I was not working as a puppeteer, and we chattered away about back to school. And the one thing he said was he was just so surprised at how many people come up to him and tell him how much they love him in that movie. Because he said he really thought it was a throwaway. Rodney Dangerfield was not the easiest person to work with. He is a comedian, but he couldn't get over how many times he's been talked to about this movie. And I told him, I said, I just love him in it. I love when she says, "Oh, Philip, I should think we should have," when he proposes to the woman he loves, he says, "I think we should elevate our relationship. We should create a merger." So, as a woman, that this is a weird proposal. Yes, a merger. You don't want to be told that, when someone is proposing to you, you don't want them to walk up to you and go, "I'd like to have a merger. Shall we have a merger?" You want him to get down on one knee and be excited and say, "Love of my life, please marry me." And then you are in dreamland, you are excited, you are happy, you are upbeat, you are thrilled, and you are honored to be having the man of your dreams propose to you, that you're nothing but a huge, giant smile while that person who you love so, so much is rather, is very happy, but in a guy way. So you can see here, this is our wedding picture. And I am so sad in this picture, and he is, but we're both happy. But he is my stoic, rock. And I'm beyond myself. I am so happy. And we've been married just over 20 years, and it's been absolute bliss. So for those of you who are out there thinking to yourself, "There's no one out there for me," be patient. They're out there. Write down on a piece of paper the attributes you like, and please include "makes me laugh." Okay, a good sense of humor, because Lindsay has a lovely sense of humor and always makes me laugh. Sometimes he'll try to make me laugh when I'm trying to be serious, but I've learned to just keep going. But he always has my back, and that's something, you ever play that game where you closed your eyes and you fell back and the person behind you was supposed to catch you? And it was a form of trust game you played. We used to play it in an acting class all the time. Forgive me. Nose is really telling me today, but my nose is better because of the Navage. Okay, here we go. Ivano, hello. I was just thinking about you, Ivano, if you're still watching. I want to come up to Canada. I think you, me, and Jenny need to rock it out and teach some happy Canadian people about all that we do as artists and how much fun it is to collaborate. So we should get together and think about that. I'd like to start doing that again. I have not only a delivery for Jenny, but I would just love to come and visit you and your lovely wife and all the artists up there in Canada where I connected with just briefly. I'd love to see you all again. So we got to get that going. And this is something that as a semi-retired person, I will start to have those oh, forgive me, itchy nose. Last thing I want to do is sneeze because it may not stop. And it's only because there's a tickle. And I go, oh no, there's a tickle. No, alert, tickle. Anyway, Ivano, yeah, I just love to get together. And I miss your bread and you. I miss you. I miss hearing about what's going on. We've all been so busy. So that's exciting. Collaboration is great. Okay, so here we go. As usual, the amazing Mike Pruitt is asking me how I'm doing. I'm so much better. Can you hear it in my voice that the nasal isn't as bad as it's been? This is because I'm getting it under control. So I'm very, 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 very happy. Crazy Mike, speaking of jokes, on a full moon, does a wolf pumpkin turn into a were pumpkin? I haven't been around to see it, but they are a great brand. All kidding aside, that is a great brand to have if you're looking for something that's fun to carve. And then Mike asked how my mom's doing. She's doing great. In fact, I am getting ready to fix this phone that was installed next to her bed so that she can call the family and the family can call her because they're all scattered all over not only California, but, you know, all kinds of areas. So this way they can call into my mom and my mom can have a, because my mom doesn't walk anymore. So this is her opportunity to talk to everybody who might be a little bit busy in their lives or could be a lot busy in their lives. They can just pick up the phone and have a conversation with her from where they are when they have a few minutes available to do so. So I'm hoping this will be just the thing for her. He says, I saw TERRI. I did see TERRI on Outrageous Pumpkins. Thank you for that. Let's see. He was great in the movie Comedy or in Convoy. That's Chris Christopherson. He was great in Convoy. And a looker, no matter what he did, he was easy on the eyes for anyone who thought he was easy on the eyes, especially a young 12-year-old girl. And Crazy Mike reminds us the moon landing was July 20th, 1969. What a day. I remember turning to my grandfather and saying, I love the life you've led because there were so many things that happened between 1873 and 1969. And then later when my grandfather passed away, so many things, if you think about it, came to fruition in that time. Phone, plane, car, TV, radio. I mean, it's so much. And then the landing. I said to my grandpa, what a great life, you know? Really super cool. And then we have, yes. Okay. I'm just reading through. Okay. Let's see. This one is interesting. Crazy Mark says Who the Doctor Who con, all the actors I met were nice and you can just go up and talk to them at the hotel. Absolutely. You can do this at the I think it's called the Hollywood Show, right? In Burbank at the Marriott. I'm going to be appearing there. That is the third week of October or something like that. And I will keep you guys posted to when it is. You can see, just like is being discussed here, actors and performers from past shows, present shows, and current shows, and all kinds of things, movies, and all kinds of stuff like that. And you can walk right up them and talk to them too. And they'll sell you a photo if you want to get an autographed photo. So it's all good. The 80s hair in the photo. This I would need to translate, but welcome. Channel 7 is in New York City too. Thanks, Crazy Mike. That's very happy. And thank you for that. And then Crazy Mike says, not the mama. So obviously he's watched the show. And then, you know, let's see, what's this? This is Terry sneezes and 5.5 earthquake. Well, I don't know if that's the case, but I certainly don't like it very much. I just find it, sneezing just really upsets my whole body and then racks across my throat and upper palate, and it feels like it's been rubbed raw with sandpaper. So I fight it at every instance. But I will tell you that Navage is cleaning out my nose, and it's not even sitting near me. But I have this little tickle that concerns me. So again, that's why. So, my friends and everyone who is here, if you can make the breakfast at Griffith Park, love to see you. Please go to the link and see about tickets. If you want that link, I can make it easy for you. Just give me a minute here and I will get the correct link. The link that I did before, for some weird reason, they are sending you to next week's breakfast, not this week's breakfast, which I found kind of weird. So I'm going to give you the purchase tickets. And I'm going to post that now. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put it in my banner section. So I'm going there. Just banner with me. But we're going to go here. And I'm just going to edit it a little bit because it's really funny. I did the old one and it sent me to this is the one. This one should do it for you, okay? I'm praying that it will do it for you. But this is it right here. LA Breakfast. I'll let it sit here. It should take you to the ticket buying details for Wednesday, October 2nd from 7 to 9 a.m. You get there at 7, all kinds of festivities happen. It's a great group of people, very enthusiastic, very popular. And I'll have a special gift for all who attend. So feel free to come. But you have to get your tickets before noon today. It's West Coast time, so Pacific time. But noon today, you got to get your tickets. And if you want to come, okay? All right. So that's up there. You can freeze it. You can do, whatever. And it's all good, man. So back to you guys. Boop. Okay, back to you guys. And you guys are seeing the comments, so I'm not going to post all of them. But I am going to say it's time for me to go. I'm going to go take care of my mother's phone. Which I don't know, I probably didn't share with you, but I got a landline for my mother. And it's amazing how many people have no idea what a landline even means, because we're so cell phone centric now, aren't we? But for my mother, she wants a landline because it's a big, heavy phone that will sit on the table next to her bedside so that people can call her or she can call me. The system at the convalescent hospital where she is, they do their best, but they don't. It's just really hard if I call her through that system of getting a hold of her. So I sat down with the social workers at this facility and said, how can I make this better for my mother? And they said, landline. So first of all, it took 4 hours for me to get to the right AT&T division that handles landlines. And then it took another hour or so between my husband and I to find the cord that goes between the jack that's in the wall of the phone that an AT&T technician has to come out and install, not just fire up your phone, and then plug it into the base of the phone and into the wall. And I was going a little nutsy because they wanted to give my mom internet. Nope. She just needs a landline. She's not even going to call out except for 2 people, me and my sister. And so everyone else can call in. So I said, I need a phone number for her, call in, yada, yada. Then they can talk to her and she can have people she can talk to because she no longer leaves her bed at the convalescent hospital. It's very challenging. And I'm about to go into a month of a lot of hard work because I am a pumpkin sculpting teacher. And I'm happy to say a lot of people want to talk about outrageous pumpkins. And so I'm getting very busy, and I didn't want my mom to feel too neglected. So I wanted to get this phone up and running before October 1st. Because now I can call her whenever I want, and she can call me whenever she wants. That could mean in the middle of the night, guys, but she's 87. Lead with tolerance. We're good, right? We're good. I'm happy to talk to her in the middle of the night. I'm retired. I can just sleep in the day. So this is my thinking and my attitude. As you know, I lost my father just over a year ago, and my mom is really missing him. So as much as I can do as her daughter, and she has my sister as well, 2 kids, 2 girls, and it would be nice for both of us to be able to call her whenever we thought to call her, and because it's fun to chat with her and to see how she's doing. So this is the deal. And we'll start to get an idea of when she wants us to call her. You know, sometimes in the morning she's sleepy, and sometimes after 4, often after 4, she suffers from a thing called sundowners. So you get her in that bracket, that special bracket, and she's really fun to talk to and joyful. And I would love to see her face to face, because as I've told you, that's what I like to do, and she does too. But with so much going on with October coming like a freight train, this is going to be really great to keep in touch with her so she doesn't worry, because she doesn't hear from me, and she doesn't hear from my sister. She doesn't hear from her friends. She starts to worry that something's happened to us. So this is a really good way to do that. So thank you for asking me about my mom. She's wonderful. The old pin jack, he says, phone on a wire. Crazy Mike says phone on a wire, and he calls it the old pin jack in the wall. Remember them? That's exactly what she needs. And trying to explain this, Mike, to people who have no idea what it is because they are cell phone centric. This is what you were born with, right? What the heck is a landline, and why would you want it? In my case, my mother was fearful of having things like I won't say an iPad, but a tablet or a cell phone, because those are easily walked away with. And she just didn't want that. I mean, you got a landline. Oh, somebody's going to look at that and go, hey, I've always wanted a landline. No, I don't see them taking her landline. So she's very excited. We tested it yesterday with my sister, who was at my mother's bedside. And then my sister made a call to see how it was working. They moved the phone from off the top of her head. Because I should mention to you that the technician, I included a 10-foot cord, and they put it, my mom is by the window, and then there's 3 beds distant from the door, and he put it at the door. So then he tried to wrap a 10-foot cord around a space that was much, the farthest the phone could reach with the jack by the door was on top of my mother's head. So what is my mother supposed to do being bedridden? Well, that feels right. You know what I mean? So I'm going there today to change out the cord, work it out, talk with the social workers to see if they can anchor the cord to the wall in any way so that my mom doesn't pull other things down or disrupt other people's desks because it's wrapping around everybody. Yeah, I don't think she will do anything like that, but we're trying to be proactive in a lot of this stuff. And then I will show her how to use the phone. And then I will explain to her again how once I know the phone is in a good location where she can easily pick it up and answer it, I will start to give her friends my mom's phone number so that my mom has a direct line all the time to talk to somebody, or someone can talk to her when they get a minute. And I'm hoping everyone will do that. So thank you for asking me about that. I really appreciate your kindness on that. And let's see. That's what it says. Mike says the four wire color code, you must hook up 4 wires in the right way. Yeah, and that's why I have a technician do it. I used to have my dad, who was the phone man. Talk about missing him again. I mean, I miss my dad all the time, but my dad had this bag of tricks, and he would have told the technician, just activate the line in my mom's room, and he would have taken care of it. My dad would have taken care of it just like magic. But he's in heaven helping God with his phone system and all that implies. So it's great. It's exciting. What a lovely time to talk to you guys today. I've chatted with you for just about an hour, which is what I like to do. So guys, I'm going to sign off now so I can take care of this. Have a lovely week. If you can come to the LA breakfast, please do, and come say hello to me. Words, I will have my available. I will have some pins available, and you can see my Cheshire cat. Yeah, that's what I've got. Those are some things I've got for you to see. And then come at Disneyana. If the LA Breakfast Club is too early for you or too far, Disneyana in Irvine by the John Wayne Airport, the 5th and 6th, you're going to see all kinds of fabulous people there, not just me. So come and enjoy yourself. If you are someone who loves collectibles, this is a great place. If you love pins, this is a great place. If you love cosplay, this is going to be fun. So I hope you will join us, at least on Sunday. That's free admission. And come see it. People like-minded like you who collect and love their collection. And I look forward to seeing you guys do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. Don't forget Irvine Park the following week, but I'll tell you about that. And it's all going to be good. So I love you. My heart goes out to all of you. How kind you are to be watching and listening today always does me good. And we'll talk soon. Okay. Be well, be safe, and bye for now.